there are many rulers, they try to change the teachings of the Quran or even change the sayings of the Prophet ﷺ. Also, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned clearly that one of the main aim of sending all the messengers is applying justice for the society, in the society, for the people. So, in the absence of the Prophet, who can apply this justice? The only person who can apply this justice in the society is the most knowledgeable person, and the person who can understand the book completely, the person who doesn't make mistakes. Otherwise, if I as an individual want to apply the justice without having the complete information or with the strong possibilities of making mistakes, then the actual justice is impossible to be applied in the society. If we move into a rational reason, why do we need some special people after the absence of the prophets? We need special people with special qualities, with special attributes, with special conditions. Why do we need for these people? And why do we need that the last prophet should appoint and should introduce people in his place? Rationally, for very simple things in our life, when the head he goes away, for example, when the president goes in travel somewhere in another country, there is a vice president who takes his responsibilities and his duties. So always there is a vice president. When we look at the very simple organization or company, when the manager is absent, there should be a person in his place. He should appoint one person to run the company in his absence. Practically, when we go back to our Prophet ﷺ, we see that the Prophet, whenever he leaves the city of Medina, he used to appoint a person in his place to control the situation, to manage the city. So rationally, how could we accept that our Prophet, he dies leaving the Ummah and leaving the society, leaving all the next generations, leaving all these millions and millions of Muslims without having a guider, a leader, a person in his place to guide these people, while the aim of him coming is guiding the people. So rationally is not acceptable. So we come into this conclusion that we need unique, or we need specific, we need special people, special individuals. They should be appointed by the Prophet. They should have special qualities to run, to take over the responsibilities of the Prophet in his absence. There is just an example of discussion between Imam Sadiq alayhi salam and one of his companions. One of his companions, a person called Hisham ibn al-Hakam. Hisham says, one of the Fridays, I went to Imam Sadiq alayhi salam, and then the Imam asked him, do you have any question? He said, I don't have. And then the Imam said, okay, let me ask questions. And then Hisham said, okay, ask any question you want. The Imam said, do you have eyes? Hisham said, don't you see? I have eyes. How question is it? Then Imam asked him, what do you do with this eyes? Hisham said, I see things, I see colors of things and different things. I can distinguish things. And then the Imam asked him, do you have a tongue? Hisham said, yes. And Imam asked him, what do you do with this tongue? He said, I can taste the tasty food, and I can distinguish various food as well. And Imam asked him, do you have this power of smelling? He said, yes. And with this I can smell things. I can smell the good things and the bad perfume. And Imam asked him, do you have ears? And he said, yes, I have ears, and I can hear through these ears. And I can distinguish people and distinguish different voices. And then asked him, do you have other than things, other than these things, like heart and intellect? Said, yes. And Imam said, okay, what do you do with this? He replied that if anything wrong happened to these powers, to these organs, it is the intellect can control, can guide, can give ideas, can give advices. And if, for example, a doubt about something has occurred inside myself, it is the intellect can guide and can find out or answer the questions for this doubt that came to me. And then the Imam said, in one body with these organs, there must be a guider, there must be a controller. So how about the body of the society? How about millions of Muslims? Allah leave them without controller, without guider, without corrector, without a power of correcting the wrong things in this body, the body of the society or the body of the Muslims. So this shows the importance of having the Imam. So we have to have Imam after the Prophet. According to these descriptions, we can conclude some qualities for this Imam, or conditions for this Imam, because the Imam, as we said, he will take the lead and he will take the place of the Prophet in guiding the people. So first of all, he has to have the maximum knowledge, and he must be the most knowledgeable person in the society. If there is one person who is more knowledgeable than him, then he should be the leader, because leading the people requires the maximum knowledge. So this Imam who takes the place of the Prophet, he should have the maximum knowledge, and he should be the most knowledgeable person, and he should be the most person in the most, or the best person in moral qualities. in ethical issues. This is one. The second, the infallibility. This person must be infallible for two reasons, or the proofs for infallibility of this person who is called Imam. The first is a rational reason, because if this person, in order to lead the people, and the people, they want to follow him, they want to obey him, then he shouldn't make mistake. If there is a possibility of making mistake for such person, the credibility will be lost. It means the people cannot trust him. If I see many mistakes, or even a single mistake from the leader, so for his future decisions, for his future views, I cannot rely on him. So the Imam, he should be infallible rationally. This is one. The second, as in the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala refers to one of the main descriptions of the Imam. In Surah Al-Baqarah, verse number 124, when Allah is talking about Ibrahim alayhi salam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَإِذِ ابْتَلَى إِبْرَاهِيمَ رَبُّهُ بِكَلِمَاتٍ فَأَتَمَّهُنْ قَالَ إِنِّي جَاعِلُكَ لِلنَّاسِ إِمَامًا. All of you know the story that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has examined Ibrahim few tests, and then after Ibrahim has succeeded in these examinations, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as a result of these tests, Allah said, إِنِّي جَاعِلُكَ لِلنَّاسِ إِمَامًا. Now you reached the level of imamat, you became imam. Here Ibrahim, he asked for some more favor from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for his family. He said, okay, I became imam, so what about my family? The chain of my children. قَالَ وَمِنْ ذُرِّيَّتِي. Yes, I became imam, so how about my families, my children? Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala didn't reject the imamah from his family, but he put a condition for the imamah after Ibrahim. Allah said, Allah said, لَا يَنَالْ أَهْدِيَ الظَّالِمِينَ. This ahd means this agreement, means this title, the title of imamah, will not apply to the oppressor. What does it mean, oppressor? You know, oppression is not only when you oppress others. You can oppress yourself when you make sin. When you don't give your soul rights, you are oppressing your soul. This is why the Quran has been mentioned in many places, referring committing sins being oppression. When you commit a sin, you are oppressing yourself. So you are zalim. So the not infallible person, the person who commits sins, regardless of the amount of these sins, he is zalim. Even if a person commits a single sin in his lifetime, still he is considered a zalim, because he oppressed himself. He is oppressor. So when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that this position, the position of imamah, will not apply to the zalim, means will not apply to a person who commits a sin, even a single sin. So it means the imamah applies to the infallibles only. So this is the second description or condition for the imam. The third condition is the divinely appointed, means that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala should appoint this imam. Why? For two reasons. The first reason, or the first proof, as a result of the first two conditions. The first two conditions, we said that the imam should be the most knowledgeable person. and we said the imam should be infallible. Can we find out who is the most knowledgeable person? Can we find out who is infallible? We may see some people who are very pious and they don't commit sins. Did we see his personal life, that he is not committing sin in his personal life as well, to apply infallibility to him? So it is impossible for us to recognize the person who is infallible. It is impossible for us to recognize who is the most knowledgeable on earth. Maybe there are people who are known as knowledgeable people, and we can find out who is the most knowledgeable among these people. But there could be a person who is not well known to the others. That person is the most knowledgeable. So finding out who is the most knowledgeable, finding out and recognizing who is the infallible, it is impossible for us. So the only source to introduce such person is the divine source. It's only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But Allah knows who is infallible and Allah knows who is the most knowledgeable. So this is the first proof. The second proof, obviously, when we go to Surah Al-Ma'idah, verse number 67, refers to Ghadir, when the Prophet ﷺ has been ordered to announce. So be careful, we say announce, not to appoint. Because Imam Ali alayhi salam, he was Imam, but on the Ghadir Khum, he has been announced and taking allegiance from the people, taking the bay'ah from the people. So announcing Imam Ali alayhi salam as an Imam, it means announcing the subject of Imamah, not only him as a person. He is the first example and the first person in the Imamate subject. So in the announcing of the Imamat, we see that Allah says clearly, this is to show us that, look, finding the Imam should be through me. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Ya ayyuhan nabi, balligh ma unzila ilayka min rabbik. O the Prophet, inform the people what has been sent to you from your Lord. You see, every single word and letter in the Quran has secret, has a meaning. Here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala didn't say, oh the Prophet, tell the people about Imam Ali. You may say, yeah, Allah said tell the people, and it was the decision of the Prophet. Allah said, okay, this is the time to tell the people about your decision. One may say so. But here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made it clear that, O the Prophet, tell the people what has been sent to you. It is not your view, it is not your decision, it is not your personal idea. It is something has been revealed to you. It is something has been sent to you, and not from everyone or anybody. It is sent to you from your Lord, from Allah. So appointing the Imam and appointing the Imamat should be from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Of course, there are some other verses, just we want to move on. Here, there is a question. You may say, how about the verse in Surah Shura, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَأَمْرُهُمْ شُورَى بَيْنَهُمْ? Shura means election, taking the views of the people. So if appointing the Imam has to be from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is referring to when He says that أَمْرُهُمْ شُورَى بَيْنَهُمْ? And some rely on this verse in appointing the imam or introducing the imam or choosing the imam. So they say, according to this verse, Allah says, "Amruhum shura bainahum." So take the view of the people and make a decision upon the election, or electing. The answer, here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَأَمْرُهُمْ شُورَى بَيْنَهُمْ. Their matter. Amr means the matter. But the imamah and choosing the imamah is not the matter of us. It is the matter of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if something is a matter of us as people, then we sit together, we exchange ideas, and we elect, we choose according to our understanding and our discussions and our choosing. If the matter relates to us. But when we say the imamah is something related to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, without Him introducing the imams, we cannot find out who is imam, and then we go to the shura. But in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He Himself, He introduced the imam, and He considers this matter is His matter, not our matter. So there is no room for shura in Allah's matter. It is exactly the same as choosing the prophet. Can we use shura to choose a prophet, to choose a messenger? We can't. We are not allowed. Why? Because messengerhood, prophethood is a subject belong to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not belong to the people. The imamah as well is something belong to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not belong to the people. The fourth condition for the imamah, we said in the absence of the Prophet we need the imamah, then we shouldn't find any gap, any period of time without this title, without the imam. As we said earlier, the necessity of having the imam. And for this there are many proofs that indicate the necessity of continuation of the imamah until the judgment day. One of the proofs, there are many proofs in the Quran as well, in Surah Al-Zukhruf, verse number 28. I don't think the ayah is here. It is here. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَجَعَلَهَا بَاقِيَةً فِي عَقِبِهِ. In the story of Ibrahim alayhi salam, Allah says that Allah, He made it lasting word among His posterity. It means this imamah will stay. Baqiya means staying forever in His children. Or there is another verse in Surah At-Tawbah. Of course, this verse requires some more explanation. يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا اتَّقُوا اللَّهَ وَكُونُوا مَعَ الصَّادِقِينَ. O the believers, be pious to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and be with the truthfuls. Be with the truthfuls. Here, as-sadiqin means those who do not commit any sin. So where there is an order for all the mu'mins to be with the sadiq, sadiq means the infallible. This requires some explanation, but this is the conclusion for this verse. Even the Sunnis, they believe that the meaning of sadiq here means the infallible. So be with the infallible. This is a general order for all mu'mins to be with the infallibles. So we as mu'mins, we are not living in the time of the Prophet, and there is an order for us to be with the infallibles. Where are the infallibles? So for every time where there is mu'min, there should be sadiq in order to apply this duty, because Allah is ordering every mu'min to be with the infallible, with the sadiq. So this is one of the verses indicating that there should be an infallible, there should be a ma'soom in every time. Anytime we have mu'min, we should have infallible. Of course, there is another proof for that, the saying of the Prophet ﷺ in regard to Hadith al-Thaqalain. All of you know about the Hadith, that the Prophet ﷺ says that I have left you the two most valuable things. One is the book, and the other is my family. And by the way, there is no hadith whatsoever in any book, in all the Sunnis books, saying that the Prophet has said, I left for you two valuable things, the Quran and the Sunnah. It is famous saying, and the speakers usually they claim that it is from the Prophet ﷺ, but when you go back to the narration books, even the Sunnis narration books, you don't see such narration from the Prophet saying that I have left for you these two things, the Quran, the book, and the Sunnah. So the real narration and the narration which has reached the tawatur, it exists in our sources and the sources of the Sunnis, is this, that the Prophet has said, I left for you behind two valuable things, the book and the Itrati Ahl-Bayt. The most important part of the Prophet's saying is the last part, that لَن يَفْتَرِقَا, they will not be separated حَتَّى يَرِدَ عَلَيَّ الْحَوْض, until the judgment day. So the Prophet is giving news, is telling us a news. He is saying these two will not be separated until the judgment day. So it means, as far as we have the book, we should have the Ahl-Bayt. As far as we have the Ahl-Bayt, we should have the book. In the book, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala promised that He will protect the book. So the book is protected, the book is there forever, so we should have the Imam forever with the book. Otherwise, the telling of the Prophet will be untrue. The Prophet is saying these two are together, they will not be separated. It means we will not find any time that we have the book without Ahl-Bayt. This is the meaning of the saying of the Prophet in this Hadith Thaqalain. So we move on. I think we took too much time in this section. The next section is according to the descriptions of the Imam and the conditions for the Imam. As a result, we can conclude the duties of the Imam, the responsibility of the Imam. Why do we mention this? Because some people, they think that the duty of Imam is limited to guiding the people, ruling, for example, and that's it. But according to what we have explained about the conditions for the Imam and the reasons why do we need for Imam, we can conclude the duties for such person with those descriptions, with those conditions. The first duty is he is the religious authority. It means that whatever we need in our faith, we go back to him. When we say in our faith includes everything. Includes the ibadah, which is the specific ibadah, praying, hajj, zakat, and all these things. And the ibadah which has of general meaning, whatever we do in our life can be considered as ibadah. Even our behavior, our way of living, our behavior with our family, with our children, with our parents, with our friends, all these considered to be ibadah. So the religious issues, ethical issues, the authority is the Imam, and we go back to the Imam. And This is as in the verse that أطيعوا الله وأطيعوا الرسول وأولي الأمر منكم. You have to obey أولي الأمر as well. So this is one of the duties of the Imam. The second duty is the Imam to be considered